Hello time travelers! In the previous video I showed you guys how to install Automatic1111 so you can have Stable Diffusion on your computer and generate images like this and that. And now I'm going to show you how to actually generate these images. Sorry I didn't have time in the last video to show you how to generate the images, but I digress. This is my look of disapproval. So the first thing I want to show you is after you've got Stable Diffusion installed in Automatic1111. So you got two ways to run it. WebUI-user.bat and WebUI.bat. If I right click and hit edit on this, I can show you something. WebUI-user.bat is one that you're normally going to run because you can tell it to use Xformers. Xformers! Whatever the heck those are! I honestly don't know what they are. These are configurations, and I'm not going to get into that, but these are the first two you're going to want to have at the end of this thing. I did talk about it in my last video. There are some other stuff like training. And if you hit edit on that one, you'll notice it's got all kinds of stuff going on, and I don't want to mess with this and change it. But running that one is what I use when I'm doing certain other functions that don't work when I run this one. But I'm going to go ahead and run that one. And this does take, about 5 minutes or so to get loaded up. So just wait for it. When it's ready to go, it'll say this right here. You want to copy paste this over to your browser. And I recommend Firefox because it's not a resource hog like all the Chrome based ones. Put it in there and hit enter. I already have it loaded, so I'm not going to do that. And I have it bookmarked as this one. How you do a bookmark is really easy. Let's say if I wanted to install this Git page that I was looking at earlier. Control D, and it makes a new bookmark, and then you change the name right here if you want and hit save. If you don't see the bookmark toolbar, you hit Control Shift B to show or hide it. Okay? And you choose what model you want to use for your render right here. I'm going to start with the SD version 1.4. It's pretty popular. Like when it loads the model, whenever you want to change it, it says it's loading weights. And you can see that right there. And if you were to hit generate in your Stable Diffusion, it would say waiting and then queued or in queue. Oh, now it's gone. You can see the percentage. Now that's just random Deadpool pictures made with version 1.4. And let's leave that alone so I can come back to it and load another one up. And I found this based off of, Stable Diffusion 1.4. I don't know what Fumos are. Tell me in the comments. I'd love to know that these are cute. And I'm going to go through these and see if I can find one that's got a good prompt I can use. Well, here's a good prompt. A lot of stuff going on. And it doesn't have a negative prompt, but it's using a different model called whatever that is. CFG 720 Euler A. So let's go CFG scale 7, sampling steps 20, Euler A, put the prompt in there, and hit generate. So where I get most of my prompt ideas are from other people's things on Civit AI. But see how it looks completely different? So let's see if we can get closer by using their seed. By the way, Control Enter presses the generate button for you. And it's completely different. It's because I don't have this model. So let's see what this model is. Civit AI, let's do a search for it. Nope, so let's do a Google for it. Stable Diffusion model. This seems promising, but it's still, no, it's not 1.4, it's 768, whatever. But you get the concept of where I get my ideas and how I experiment and test with different dials and things. Let's go back to Deadpool and change this to 1.5. Wait for it to load the model, hit generate, and see how different they are. What? That kind of maybe looks like Ryan Reynolds. And they do look better. The faces look better. See that? But they're all portraits, even though I said full body frame right here. So I go down here and look at this negative prompt that I put in, which means don't do these things. I don't see anything about framing, so I'll put portrait here and press enter. And by the way, why it's making 5 at a time, because I changed the fat size to 5. And while this runs, I'll tell you something. Higher the sampling steps means the more steps the AI will take to change the image from what it started with. So what it starts with is called a noise, which looks like this. Okay? Starts with some garbage looking thing, and it tries to make whatever you put into the prompt And in this case, it takes 22 steps to do that. If you increase this, let's try 30, it may make the picture look worse or better. It depends on the sampling method. And there's a bunch here. I'm not going to go into all of these. I would recommend going to Civit AI and looking at different models and seeing what sampling methods they use. This is using LoRA, okay? Not all of them say it here. Sad face, I wish they would all tell me what they were doing when they show off their freaking pictures they made. Let's try the Deadpool prompt with 30 sampling steps. Okay. Oh, look, a nice explosion. That one's pretty stylistic. And does he have lightsabers? Now, I'm just gonna leave this all alone, leave it the same, and change this to 2.1768. And I can actually change the resolution higher, because the 2.1768 is designed for 768 by 768. All right, let's see what the 2.1 did. Wow. This one came out freaking sweet. But this one, what's going on? He's got 3 legs, and his eyes are all jacked up. Ugh. Now let's try Armada Merge. This one is based off of SD 2.1. So let's see what we've got down here. This looks trippy. Sci-fi. Let's do this one. Urban huge underground tunnel. Take it back over here. And go grab the negative prompt. They're using this sampler, DPM plus SDT Keras. You go like this. Choose it. They're using that seed. Paste that over. CFG 7, steps 35. 735. By the way, CFG scale, the lower it is, the farther away from your prompt it is, and the more that the AI just does whatever it wants. And higher up your CFG scale, the closer to your prompt it gets, but it might get crazy looking. And that's how mine came out, based off of this. So let's change it. Urban huge underground tunnel. And they have a weight of 2 on it. Let's just put sci-fi. Who knows what that'll do. And if you put parentheses around stuff, it'll put more weight. Like, this is more important than the other stuff. Double parentheses means more. Triple means even more than that. Water half flooded. Let's make the water green. Professional photo. Rescuer in white. Pressure suit. Sci-fi gas mask. Okay. Submerged in red mud. Let's make the mud purple. A lot of dead zombie. A lot of dead aliens. For some reason. Messy. I don't need garbage everywhere. Construction garbage. Snow. I don't need that. Alright, let's run this. Whoa. That's pretty trippy. Now we've got Midjourney, which has a LoRA version, so you can use stuff that's been trained on Midjourney, which is a paid AI image generator, and you can get the LoRA version here, and then go into files and versions. In my previous video, I'll have it linked in a card right here, shows you where to put the LoRA files. But in here, if you want to use a LoRA you've previously downloaded, you click the Show Extra Networks button underneath Generate, go to LoRA, and you just click it. And it adds this to the prompt. Hit Generate. Let's see how different this is from the last one. Same seed and everything. The only thing I've changed is that I've added Midjourney to it. So let's look at them side by side. I'm only seeing slight differences, but if you look closely, it's higher detailed. That looks better over here. The light on his helmet right here looks better. Where the gloves are splashing into the water looks more realistic. That's cool. There are a couple of places that you can get prompts for Midjourney, and I'll link them in the description box. What's the thing down below? One's called the Midjourney prompt generator. It's actually for Midjourney, and the other one is the actual official Midjourney one called prompthero.com. Like, you just get a concept here. I have to show you something. Just copy and paste this over into Midjourney prompt generator. I use this a lot because if I just have an idea and I can't come up with how to prompt it, I hit this and it outputs something over here. I just have to remember to remove any mention of a camera. You just have to remember to take the imagine prompt off because that's a command for Midjourney. Copy all of this you can use someone else's negative prompt, because this site doesn't give you negative prompts because Midjourney doesn't take negative prompts. And any mention of actual camera, so sometimes it'll say a Canon whatever kind of camera, you gotta take it out because it'll think it is a prop in the scene and draw it. So here it is. So here's a camera, but it's saying it's shot with the camera. It's not saying have that camera. All right, try this and see what it looks like in here. Wow, that's pretty good. I love the falling leaves that are out of focus in the foreground. So let's try taking this whole thing from Prompt Hero, which is actually made for OpenJourney. Put that in. I don't have this LoRA. It says film photography. Analog film photography. So let's Google that. Found it. Sweet. So put in your Stable Diffusion Web UI models LoRA folder, and it's only a few megabytes. Hit Control-J on your keyboard while still in the browser, and you can keep an eye and so that you know when it's downloaded. Okay, now that it's downloaded, I'll close that. Go back over here. Hit this refresh button. Go to Show Extra Networks. Hit refresh over there. All right, now it's analog film photography is there. All right, I'm skipping the part where I downloaded all three of those, but basically some of them are on civitai.com. Some you have to Google and go find them yourself, like on Hugging Face or somewhere. Warning, this is future me while editing this video. Some of these LoRAs, embeddings, and models and can be infected with what's called a pickle, which means it has malicious code that can give your computer a virus when you run it. So don't download any of these from any sketchy, sus-looking websites. All right. Now that I've got all three of those downloaded and I could see them down here, let's hit generate. I'll click this again to hide those networks. So this is without those three LoRAs. And this is with. But did it have a seed? Yeah, it did. So it should have generated the same thing. It's a lot of stuff that's different. Let's see what's going on here with Empire style. It's very similar to a LoRA, but it's a .pt file. It's called an embedding. Let's see what this prompt is. Still their negative prompt. DPM ++2M Keras. Yep, same one. CFG9. I don't know why it's scaled funky. And I've had this checked the whole time. I should have mentioned this earlier. Restore faces, it takes another pass after the sampling steps are done right here. It takes another pass to make sure the face doesn't look all weird and all jacked up with like 3 eyeballs or like one eye looking up and the other one's all whatever. Okay, that's very different. It's very cool. It's very different. I want the seed out of here and I can't freaking see what's in there. Right click, inspect. Okay, right click, edit as HTML. Give me the seed. Paste. And Control Enter. Wow. Love the lighting on that one. But I didn't actually use the embedding. So let's see how it changes it just from adding the embedding. Hit Show Extra Networks right there. Go to Textual Inversion. Nothing to add here. What? Add some content to the embeddings. Refresh. So I'm back on the page. And these are the prompts. Style-Empire, Style-Empire negative. Maybe it's not presenting itself as some other PT files where you click them and then it adds the text like LoRA's do. Style-Empire. It's got Style-Empire there. They've also got this negative prompt, so I'm going to click that to copy it. And hit comma in the negative prompt and paste it. And hit Control-Enter to run it and see if I'm right, if it changes. While this runs, I'm going into the output folder so I can open up these two pictures next to each other. All right, that's without the negative prompt, and this is with the negative prompt. Yeah, it's mostly the same, but look at the face. It's even better. I learned with you guys. Some embeddings don't show up when you go here and click textual inversion. Some do. I can't show you some that do. They're on my other computer or whatever, but I've used them before. And if they show up down there, you click them, and it adds some words up here to give you the prompt. Let's make something anime. That's pretty. Just copy paste this over. Also get the negative prompt. I don't have that model. I see SFW there. That means safe for work. Abyss, orange mix, whatever that says. Let's go get it. Abyss and some bunch of not safe for work ones. Ignore those. And get this one. 5.19 gigs. Means I'm going to be doing some waiting. I'll have to be doing a jump cut. Same sampler we've been using. CFG 7, steps 28, 28, 7. High poly 3D model LoRA. We also need that. So let's see if I can search better. High poly 3D model LoRA. We'll ignore that one and not get that. I'll just, take this out of there. This image is giving me like Sega Genesis game cover art for an RPG vibes. Let's hit random seed though. Coming out really nice. The eye is a little messed up, so let's try turning off restore faces because sometimes it fights the AI when it's making anime. Now that looks really good. Now let's reuse that seed by hitting the recycle button, puts it over there, and go into show extra networks. Go to LoRA and thicker lines anime style LoRA version. It puts this up here, hit a comma, hit generate. While that generates, I'm going to show you what it is. I actually downloaded it in my previous video. It's this one. And it puts these contrasting lines. It's one of the things that you learn if you take art. I took art in school before I went into IT classes. And it crashed. Sometimes you get stuff that doesn't work together, but it's pretty rare. Hit refresh because I did download that other model earlier, the Abyss Orange Mix SFW, and hit generate. It says in queue. Oh, there we go. There we go. It's loading it. And it's downloading stuff it needs. That's cool. And it errored again. So what I'm going to do is close this, go back up, and run webuser.bat again. Now it says it's running. I'm just going to go back here and hit generate, see what it does. Couldn't find LoRA with name SamDoesArts. So if you ever see that error where it can't find a LoRA that you know you downloaded, it's right there. Hit refresh, click it, SamDoesArts Sam Yang, offset right file size 1. Okay, it doesn't like this one, and they're using 0.5, so change this to 0.5. Meanwhile, this is a gorgeous picture. Look at those thick lines from the lines anime style. And here comes this one, and this corrected LoRA is working. Wow, I really like that. And let's say I wanted to show these off on Facebook. I'm going to change the batch to 8, leave everything else the same, because I have a Facebook page and I'm also a member of AI generated art on Facebook, so I'm going to post these there. I'll have links to both pages in the descriptor WhatsApps below if you want to check it out. I've been posting a lot of stuff in the past few weeks. Oh, this thing's done. I got the 8 images. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think that's enough for this video. If you haven't clicked like yet, come on, click like for me. If you clicked like earlier in the video, YouTube knows it's a good video and they present it to more people more. And click subscribe and change the bell to the setting to change it how you want to be notified about my videos when they come out. But if there's anything that's in this video you have questions about, ask me in the comments. If you have any ideas about a follow-up video that you'd like to see, tell me there. If you haven't seen it yet, here's the video where I show you how to install Automatic1111 so you can do this kind of stuff yourself. And click over here so you could see when I had a different AI called ChatGPT help me write a script for a sketch I did. And subscribe right here, and I'll see you in the comments. Thanks for watching. Bye.